Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another Workshop Weekly episode. We've got some wonderful sets lined up for you for today's episode for our second technical season of Workshop Weekly. I hope you've been enjoying it so far as much as I have, and I promise I won't do a 3.5-minute intro like I did last time. This time, we're just gonna get straight into it. You've already been here. Welcome to more Workshop Weekly. I hope you're enjoying the workshop content as well as other various content on this channel. There's going to be more to come along the way, but of course, stay tuned, because more Dota 2 action outside of just the Workshop Weekly will be on this channel in due time. Our first set for today is going to be called the Wandering Ranger, yet another Ranger-esque set like we covered last week, where there was the set for Hoodwink. Almost called her Drow again, but I'm like, that's not how that works. And the reason I picked up this set in particular is because it's a very, like, it was themed initially to be released, I believe, around the summer 2021 package. But I think this is another set that could definitely fit into the baseline theme of including the upcoming winter theme, because it's just a perfect set that fits Drow's overall still, like, stature. Like, Drow is technically the jungle ranger of the sort. Like, Drow Ranger is supposed to be, what, the copy of Sylvanas Windrunner. But, you know, not full Sylvanas, obviously, because then that would be copyright. I think this set fits really well for her, even if it is just like a kind of base-looking set overall. It makes her a little bit more bulky as well. It doesn't really appeal to, like, the nature that people like to look at the Drow Ranger. But it's also another set that really brings out still a good baseline color scheme of Drow's overall. And it gives her a little bit of a longer hairstyle. You could see that with the headpiece, as well as the other reason I picked up the headpiece was because you could see her eye peering through the one broken part of the head of the little helmet there. Eventually you'll see it in this quick slide here in the bottom left. Yeah, it's going to be right after the bow, I believe. Yeah, that helmet alone is a reason why I was like, yeah, this is a pretty good Drow set. Like, sure, it looks kind of base, but it actually has a good base. Like, this is another Drow set that can, like, open up more themes to Drow sets in the future. And this one's called The Wandering Ranger by Hunter and Hunter Gambit. It has 8 total items, being a... Oh, wait, hang on. Opposite. It has 7 total items, being a arm, leg, shoulder, quiver, head, bow, and I believe a loading screen, because that was only 6 that I listed there. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Let's get into our next set here. This one was a bit, like, a little interesting at first. When I saw this set in the workshop, I'm like, this is a courier. And then I looked even closer and I'm like, wait a minute, this is just like a beefed up Pugna set. Like, this is Pugna with like an actual set that changes his whole persona. And there's not many Pugna sets out there. And I know that obviously, like, when you try to make a Pugna set, you probably want it to be themed and set around for Christmas. Not Christmas, Halloween, pardon. But, I think this set still fits like any good release time. The reason I picked this one was because I initially thought it was a courier, and it looks like it changes Pugna's overall height. Like, the set definitely makes him look a little bit shorter, but I didn't see the Plague Ward actually. Interesting. Oh, right, because they didn't have a Plague Ward there. But yeah, the reason I picked this one up is because it does kind of just reset Pugna's whole entire model, but this could be Kid Pugna. Like, yes, I get it that Pugna is still technically a kid now. Like, we all get that part. But this could be even younger Kid Pugna. Like, this could be Pugna before he completely turned. After, you know, getting all of the demon toys and turning into the demon that he is now. So this one's called the Soul Reaper, by the way. And I really can't say the names because I physically can't. I can't physically speak this language. But it does have 6 total items, being a head, cape, belt, arms, weapon, and shoulder. Looks like there wasn't a Plague Ward listed as one of the available items, which I imagine could be redone at any point in time. But I really hope this courier, I really hope this set gets released. And if it doesn't, then it could get released as a courier. Like, this set fits perfectly for Pugna. But it also, I could see it being a courier because of its natural size. And last but certainly not least, we have a Dragonite set that is up and in the running here. 8 total items, 2 creators, another by Hunter x Hunter, and Elaine is the follow-up here. And the reason I picked this DK set is because it's another DK set that sort of changes DKs overall. And I know that, yes, we just had Davian. A lot of people are using Davian now because that's Davian. But this is a Dragonite set that kind of bounces back to an old Sven set that, like, this is why it caught my eye initially, because I thought it was like a repost of a Sven set, but it's actually a Dragonite set. And that's why it caught me off guard, and that's why I wanted to do a cover on this set in particular, because it actually looks extremely well for Dragonite. It still keeps his red theme going, as you can see with the baseline of his armor. There's still red trim to each and every part, as well as on the shield itself. There is the red trim with the lower belt, and the sort of lower belt cape cover is all red trim. Or actually, it's more red, and then with the gold silver trim or the rust silver trim. And then we have the full silver body with a beautiful, like, cyan embroidered shoulder pads, as well as like a cyan little augment kind of gems in the spear here, as well as in the back of the spear. And then there's just like the big violent plume coming out of the back of the helmet, which also gathered my attention quite well. And this is why I really wanted to cover the set, was because it still covers all of DK's base redline themes while still keeping a uniqueness to the set overall. Like, the red appeals to his theme color, and then on top of that you have his silver, and you have his blue runes, and you have his cyan shoulder pads, you have the violent plume in the back, you have the full helmet as well, and then the dragon form still themes out extremely well to the baseline color scheme of the DK, as well as the baseline color scheme of DK in general. Because all throughout the whole entire evolution, you can see with the 4 in the middle here, that it still has the base silver, as well as everything has that still slight red tint to it. The black one, you could see that the red tints turned to silver. The green one, you could see the red tint is the inner workings of the headpiece. The red one is just completely red. And then the blue one has the dark undertone that is reminiscent of the eventual black dragon that you get as your DK. So, again, this is the Silver Dragon King by Hunter x Hunter and Elaine, which comes with 8 items, being a weapon, arm, shoulder, back, offhand, dragon form, head, and loading screen. A lot of items coming in these last 3 sets that we've overlooked here for today, but that is going to be it. I know, very short. 3 sets is a very short workshop weekly, and I described everything extremely quickly this time around, not making it a 13-minute episode with a 7-minute intro. So I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this episode of Workshop Weekly. We'll be back next week with a OD set that is out of this world. Actually, I think the OD set might be coming before this video. I'm not entirely sure. I think the OD set actually is coming before this video. This is going to be episode 3, I believe, actually. I know I said episode 2 at the beginning, but this is episode 3, so I apologize for those of you who are going to get their immersion mixed up here. But we'll see you next time for some more Workshop Weekly. This is Party Petey, signing off.